Tonight's episode of Late Night Playset is brought to you by St. Clair Insurance. They say all that separates men and boys is the coverage for their toys. St. Clair Insurance is coverage for your toys. CoverageForYourToys.com.
Come on now, honey. Oh. Oh, meow meow. Am I on? Where's my face?
It's a nervous, exciting evening.
You're nervous?
Yeah, I'm nervous. I'm crazy nervous.
Oh, that's silly.
Really?
What can I do to you now?
Well, that's a good point, I guess. But it's a good time to to start the show, bring everybody in here, and let you know what we will be doing this evening if you didn't see it on social media already. Welcome back to the Late Night Playset. This is a special episode. My name is Jay Ryan, and tonight is Thursday, January 7th, 2021. A lot has been going on in the world. Definitely in this country in the last day or so. So we're treating this evening as an escape and basically a distraction. I said I was nervous. If you can't tell, I'm a little nervous. What's happening this evening is we have a guest who I wasn't thinking we would have on ever, and if ever, probably not for a while. And the problem would have been me, not the guest. My mom will be the guest this evening. Jay's mom is here, so let's show her for the first time ever. There she is. That's Phyllis, Jay's mom.
Well, I hope I don't talk over you. You'll maybe give me a signal when you're talking or something.
Actually, I think that you will have the floor. They're tired of listening to me. They want to hear from you. So I figured what we would do tonight, I figured since we've got some East Coast feeds, but you know the Kazman and Brooke and the whole bit. So we'll do those together whenever. And I think the rest will just be us spending some time together. How's that?
But won't that be boring for the rest of the folks?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Wait a minute.
Oh, you did such a nice job framing your shot. We'll keep you there for a second. We'll give you a full frame here. Thank you for agreeing to do this. Thank you for doing it.
Spur of the moment?
Say again?
Spur of the moment?
That's it. I wasn't sure. This one came down to me. Like I said a few minutes ago, it really came down to me and my nerves. You know, I've said it on the show before. My mother and I have a storied history, as I'm sure most
Oh,
family do. There's stuff, there's drama, there's whatever. But we have both been doing some very adult work lately in trying to put whatever nonsense behind us and simply move forward from a place of love and gratitude. And that is why it felt like we were both making a lot of progress. By the way, about that, I feel like you're doing an
you're
amazing
gonna
job,
make
and
me cry.
I'm so appreciative. And with that, I kind of wanted to share it with other people because they know I'm a weirdo. They don't know where this weirdo came from, and I feel like you're gonna really shine a lot of light on
Oh,
this
please.
weirdo.
How could you ever say you're a weirdo? I never thought of you as a weirdo. You're creative. Well, I call myself eccentric, creative. You're not weird. Weird is not the right word. Like queer isn't in, neither is weird. Oh,
I appreciate it. I don't have a problem with weird. I don't. It doesn't bother me. In
I
fact,
don't like it.
if anything, I find it to be a point of pride.
My son is not weird.
Oh, now I see.
There you go. Now you got it.
Really comes down to somebody doesn't want to be the mother of a weird son.
All
I
about
get
me.
it.
All about
Yes.
me.
Well, basically, I don't want to do this. This could very easily turn into TV show fluff, and I don't want that to happen.
Fluff.
This isn't.
That's my middle name, Fluff.
I'm putting the Olympic music on with Dave's dun 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 from Lilyhammer, because that was
Okay, I
when Dave
remember
did.
that.
I
I
think it was
remember
the
that.
same
Good for you.
generation. But what I
remember
do
it.
want to do is I want to talk about, we should talk about Letterman because we went and saw Letterman for the
Oh,
first time together. I want to talk about
Bill?
me driving at an early age. I want to talk about anything else from my childhood that you want to bring up. And I know that it may embarrass me, and I don't care. It is what it is. So there you go.
You've matured very greatly if you don't mind being embarrassed. I know this is the thing you really want to talk about, but it's the last thing I want to talk about is Letterman. But I know that you live and breathe Letterman.
No. Just that one. Well, how about that? Maybe that's kind of it. It was. You're kind of showing how weird I was. I didn't get it from you.
Oh,
I didn't
I
get it
know
from
that.
you. So where did I get the Letterman thing from?
You're obsessive.
Okay.
You did things like in what do you call that? Nursery school
Mm-hmm.
or anywhere. You would start drawing a picture and you would draw it over and over and over until you had perfected it. And I'm like, oh my God, how many backhoes do I have to
Oh,
applaud?
you're exactly right. Yeah, trains,
I know,
backhoes.
right.
No, I remember all that. For
But
me, it was
it,
trying to draw it as good as my dad had drawn it first, so I was always trying to replicate that.
I didn't know
But
that.
to me, there was learning the skill. Like maybe that was the work. That's my weird brain's work is doing the same
Not
thing over and
weird.
over and getting it better and better. I mean, you're illuminating what I do here every day.
I think that's probably
Hi,
a
Dave.
mark of a
Speaking of
successful.
Letterman, there goes
Hi, Dave.
Dave.
Hey, Dave, I told you to stay out of this. Here, get over here. Say hello. Get over here. Come here. You know, I told you, don't do anything. Oh, here he goes. He wants to show you his sore whatsy. But,
Oh, I see. Thank goodness.
all right. Good night, Dave. Say good night, Gracie. Good night.
Good night, Dave.
Good night, Dave. I know you're right. And we were talking about. Oh, there's Gracie. Gracie, come here. Gracie.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Here's where I get the ADD from.
I'm not ADD, and I tested you for that. I mean, I went to, whatever. I did all things right. I don't know how you turned out so weird. Just joking. Just joking. I did everything right as a mother. I could have been a great mother. I could have been a contender mother.
You
If
you
I
did
had
you
a
did everything right,
daughter,
and you could have been a great mother. Is that what I heard?
yes. If I had the right child, I could have been a perfect mother. You didn't know
Right,
that?
of course, of
If
course.
I had the right child.
Oh my
Nothing
gosh.
wrong with me.
Okay, well, very quickly then, it wasn't so
Oh,
much
quickly.
Letterman related that I
Is this
want
a
to talk
wrap?
about, but well, here's what I remember very quickly because you played a role in it. The first
Oh,
time I ever got to see Letterman, I wasn't even of age where we could go, but Aunt Catherine got us tickets thanks to Paul Schaefer. I know you remember all of that.
I do.
The only reason I was even able to go was she got us tickets for a day where I had a field trip for school where we were going to be in the
Oh,
city that day. We went to go see the
that's right.
Metropolitan Opera,
That's right.
Pavarotti, sing Tosca at the
You're kidding.
Metropolitan Opera at what do you
I
call
didn't
it? The
know
Lincoln
that.
Center. So I asked the teachers. I came up with the plan, and then you actually fulfilled it for me. But I said, "Well,
Executed.
why don't we? I'll be in New York already anyway, and we'll be done by like 1 o'clock. I could just go over to NBC." I couldn't have been more than 14 years old. I was less. I was a
14.
freshman in high school.
14. That's
So
right,
I
14.
said, the teachers were like, "Yeah, okay. If you can get, a written letter from your parents to say that that's okay, we don't
Yeah.
care." But like, they're thinking
How do
that'll
we
never
know
happen.
that's really your parents?
I came home and I made the request, and sure enough, I got the letter, and I got to go to the opera with my friends who I didn't even really care about because all I was thinking about was Dave. And when it all let out and everybody's going to the buses there in Columbus Circle across from what's now the big Trump Tower, I got to say, "All right, have a good one, everybody. I'm going to kick rocks and hike on over to NBC because I know where I'm going and go see David Letterman tonight." And it was one of the moments of my life where I couldn't have felt cool. It was like, for a kid, it was the VIP room. They moved the velvet rope. The teacher said, "All right, see you later."
That's cute. That's very cute.
So
And
thanks.
you're right. I
But you
don't-
also, then you took the train down and you came to that same taping later that night.
I did. I did, and Catherine met us there or whatever.
Exactly
But anyway, I didn't. I thought about that recently. Like, how did the school let you stay there? You were 14 years old.
They
I was
left me in New York
nervous.
City.
I was very nervous until I got there and I guess laid eyes on you. I don't know where we even met. Phyllis, Jay's mom. Isn't she cute? Anyway, I don't think I'd do that today, leave you alone like that. But you were tall for your age, which was
Yeah.
I always felt good about that. Not that you could defend yourself necessarily, but
No.
your tallness, your attitude
Yeah.
scared people. Not me.
Oh, not my
I don't
demeanor at
know.
all, though.
I felt safe in your self assurance and your height that no one would bother you.
Phyllis, tell us about your son. Well, he's very tall. It's got that going for him.
I got a better. Oh, you know the one, don't you?
Go ahead.
John Scott was talking about the three Williams sisters and was saying like, "Oh, Barb, she's the nice one. Donaghy, she's the beautiful one. Phyllis, she's tall.
Oh, I thought the smart one. Wouldn't that have been the smart one?
No, it's tall. I'm only tall. That's right.
All right. Well, everybody here who watches this show,
Where?
or anybody who knows me at this point in my life, knows that I'm very big into cars. Did you ever think that perhaps you played a role in that?
Never. No.
Why do you think that?
I had a
Or why
Volkswagen
don't
when
you
were-
think?
A Beetle when you were born. A Beetle, Volkswagen Beetle. All right, now it's cool. Then it was cheap. And then a couple of used cars and stupid cars until we bought the Audi, and that changed my life. Is that what you're talking about? think
I
it is.
am. There's a couple bits. One was the VW, which to me, because of me and my life, it's always been a cool, quirky car. I understand the fact that it was obviously designed to be the people's car back in the day. So I understand why you had it and why it was an understandable, inexpensive choice. But the truth is, it is a weird, quirky car, and it is very cool these days. But in the same family was, a few years later, the Audi. And what I learned from that experience was not so much that German cars are cool, although that sure was true too. We were at a point in our life where, like, you had just gone through a divorce, and there was a bunch of other bullshit shit going on, and you sort of said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do this thing over here that makes me happy." And I don't know that was your motivation, but that was what I saw. And it's something I've certainly carried with me my entire life, whether responsible or irresponsible. I don't know. I don't know that you knew that ever played a role for me.
Oh, I'm sorry. You didn't hear me yelling at Dave, did you?
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
Well, he's not listening. Anyway, I remembered a little bit differently. I just had gotten my divorce settlement, so I needed a car. So I don't know how we happened to go to this particular one, Route 7 and Route 1.
The car store. It was called the car store. I remember it vividly, across from Dunkin' Donuts, right there at the end of the Route 7.
But not the car store. Isn't there a real car store? Whatever.
It was
I
called the
saw
car
this
store. It had a blue sign. It
beautiful,
used to
yeah,
revolve.
whatever. Let's get to the meat of the story. I saw this beautiful English. I don't know if, is there an English racing red? I know there's an English racing green. Anyway, it was English red with gold. Well, how could it be English? It's a German car.
You're right
Nothing.
about it, though. It wasn't regular red. It was a very deep, very exotic looking. Like it looked like a Jaguar red to me, which also would be British. So I understand that it could have been a British red.
But it's a German car.
Doesn't matter.
Anyway, we took a ride. I remember it was $6,000. Like, oh my God, $6,000. And I think the car was 79. I think it was 4 years old or
It was
something.
definitely a
Like
'79. I didn't know it was only $6,000. I mean,
six
that was a
thousand.
lot
Well,
then,
that
I
was a
guess.
lot of money. You could buy a much newer car for that. And if I ever told my dad, he would have a whatever he had. He got it. Anyway, he we took a ride. We took a ride without the salesman, which is unusual. It
Yeah, I
had
remember the power windows. That's what I remember
power windows.
vividly.
Oh yeah, for God's sake.
And a
Bose
sunroof. And the sunroof. I'd never had a
sunroof,
sunroof.
Bose stereo. We were like, we're right. I'm right in the car, and I'm saying to you, "Wow!" It's like, should we? Should I? Could
I
I?
remember.
Should I do this? Should I do this? Because it was totally impractical.
H-
Impractical.
how old would I have been? 5, 6,
Well,
6?
yeah,
I
7.
do remember this day vividly, and I remember. I mean, for me, it was looking up at you with the sun on through the sunroof and stuff. But I remember you looking down because I was down fiddling with the window switches. Were in the center, and I remember you looking down like, could we really do this? Could we really do this?
That's right. Because before, that's what one of the moments that changed my life. I know you have a few. At that point, I realized didn't that I did not have to be stuck in moderate income, what do you call it, mediocre job, having a just an ordinary car. I didn't have to do that anymore. I mean, all right, Audi, that's
You
a
mean
nice
like breaking
car.
the program?
I was middle class, totally middle class, like my parents. You always got to do this. You got to do this. You got to buy a cheap car. You got to buy a
Right,
cheap house. You got to watch your expenses. You got to shut the refrigerator door. You
right.
don't turn on the lights. I just thought that was how I grew up. Is thought I had how I thought I had to live heretofore. And this was the first time in my life, really, that I could. Well, whatever. That I felt free enough to do whatever the hell I wanted. Who's going to stop me? You? Nobody.
No, I was the worst
Nobody.
one. I wanted the sunroof.
I loved that car. I loved that car. A 5000 S.
That's exactly right. A
I
79.
know.
I used to know this by heart because I would regurgitate it to everybody because I thought it was so cool. A 79 red 79 Audi 5000 S fuel injected. It used to
Oh
say
yeah, it
fuel
was fuel
injected on the
injected.
back. There was a little badge, so I would say that too.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
But that was. Who did you tell? How come I
For me, it
never
was all
knew?
the friends well, the Y. You remember I'd go to that Y after
Oh
school.
yes, that why
So I was into
New
cars even
Canaan
then. I would
car.
tell him Bob, Phyllis's boyfriend at the time, had a Fiat, a little Fiat 2000 that was super cool. It's a super cool car
Too
now.
loud.
He used to drive that, and I would tell everybody, "Oh, look, and he drives a Ferrari," because it's like Fiat and Ferrari were like the same
That's
company
funny.
back then.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, so I did genuinely tell. Oh, and also the girl from that same place, Aurora, her mom had the same car, maybe a year newer, even in the same color, I think. So for some reason, I said it a lot. I don't know why I said it a lot.
Aurora?
I was a weird kid. Yeah,
I didn't know that. Well, that's what. Well, Bob used to call it his sexy Italian sports car.
the Fiat.
Yeah, the Fiat. I know it was a Fiat, but he thought it was a Ferrari to him,
It
being a
was.
middle class guy.
That was another thing. You had a boyfriend who was kind of into cars for a long time, and
Really?
he had a Spitfire when he. I remember when you were first
Ooh.
dating. This was probably maybe a year or so past when we were just talking about. When you guys were dating, he brought a white one night, and then the next time I saw him, he had a black one, and they were almost the same car. And I thought, oh, why did he paint his car? And you said, nope, he has more than one.
Who are you talking about? I don't
Bob
remember this.
had a white Spitfire as well as that black Fiat, and he only had it in the beginning. Ended up selling it. I can't believe you don't remember it, but the car
I
kid
do.
remembers.
All right. I was. I went in that car once. I remember crossing the street in New Canaan with Dolores. Sat in the car. We went for a ride. Like my butt was on the ground. I could feel every damn pebble. There's no way I'm going anywhere in this car. I mean,
Certainly not out to dinner.
The Fiat was a little bit comfortable, but the Triumph, was it Triumph or what did you
Yeah,
say?
yeah.
The
That's what I
Spitfire's a
remember. A
Triumph?
Triumph Spitfire.
Oh, good. Yeah, it was very uncomfortable. So it was only that once, and it disappeared shortly thereafter. I think there was a fire.
But you stayed.
I stayed too long.
All right, well, let's break it up here just for a second because this is
Where are
going
we
very
going?
well, and I'm very comfortable, and I think you are very. I think you're whatever you would say. Handsome is the wrong word for a lady, but you're really great, and I love you.
Do I have a plum?
So it's a great time to take a break. Let's look over at the East Coast feed. I want to play. He did a new video from this week that I'm going to play, but I also, because I have you on the line, I want to play one from last week again to see whatever. So I'm going to play the first one real quick.
Okay.
East Coast feed. Danbury Chive. He's at work on this one, so we are at Ridgefield BMW in Ridgefield, Connecticut.
Right.
Roll it out.
Good morning, Late Night Playset. It's Steve Kaz, East Coast Feed, coming to you live from Ridgefield, Connecticut. BMW of Ridgefield behind you. Boom. So, I know you like fun things, and this is going to be a throwback. You'll remember this happened to me on my orange SI. Take a look, boys and girls.
Oh.
Lowrider. There it is. Just in case you need to know. Just in case you need some new wheels on your Wrangler. Oh, no. They're fucking gone. That's the problem. So there you go. That's it right there. They didn't have the decency to put the goddamn thing on blocks or like milk crates like they did for me. So that kind of sucks. But, it is what it is. Later.
That's awful.
Oh, yeah. That looked like a trade-in car maybe or something. I don't know. The funny thing is that a friend of ours, Derek Whitaker, lives up in the Hollywood Hills here, and he posted a photo on his street. The same thing happened to like a Honda Accord the other day. I think it's just what's happening these days. People are looking for money wherever they can and turning to other ways. But he mentioned an orange SI, which he still has. I remember this happening to him years and years ago when he had the blue SI in the 90s. And I remember that where he had his wheels stolen. He went down to start the car for work one day, and the car was up on blocks. All his SI wheels were gone. I'm wondering if it happened to him twice. That's totally possible. So, Kazman, if you're watching, do a video and let us know what the story is there. Because I remember for sure the blue SI, because it was at the old place and you didn't have the orange one until more recently. So maybe twice. All right, back to Phyllis here. Phyllis, I want to play another East Coast feed only because this one is from Christmas, but it's it's Kaz and Brooke, the new Keselowskises.
I was trying to tell you something.
Oh, go ahead.
What's an SI?
Honda SI.
What is it?
It's a model of Honda. Like if you said Accord or Civic.
When I first saw that picture, I thought it was in the shop because they were driving down the road and all the wheels fell off.
That would suck.
Well, yeah. Well, I thought that was why it was in the shop. I think it happened to Bob. A wheel was going around the corner.
I was with him. I was with him, and it was in that Fiat, and it was coming out of our condo complex in Bethel, Connecticut, when I was a kid. And luckily, he had the brains to be able to go across the street and order some parts from Bellardinelli Tire, and he fixed it himself. They literally delivered the parts to the place, and he fixed it right there. We were going Halloween shopping to build stuff for the haunted house, by the way, in my bedroom in that condo where it all started.
Anyway, that's what I thought.
I can't believe you remember this stuff.
I remember like you do. I remember things before you were even born.
That's not possible. Nothing happened before I was born. There was a world before I was born?
Yeah, well, not to me, though.
Oh, wow. That was nice. Yeah. Definitely got some heaven points on that one. Golden escalator got a little longer for you on that one. That was nice. Okay, I want to go back to the new Keselowskises and play. This is from Christmas, which was 2 weeks ago, I guess. But in watching the video back, Nicole and I don't think we picked up on anything. But what I'm seeing here is some stuff with Brooke and her mom. So let's see if you pick up anything. Roll it.
Mr. Ryan, it's East Coast Feed. Look, it's Deb and Summer. It's my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law and Brooke and Jeff. There he's in the background. He's cooking.
Mom,
So it's Christmas, as you can see by my shirt.
and my birthday.
Oh, no, your birthday was
Oh,
yesterday,
and Britt's
sweetheart.
birthday. Don't forget that.
Her birthday was yesterday, just so you guys know. And when you're in Newtown, Connecticut.
There it is.
Brooke, you want to pay attention? Stop. Hey,
Yes.
Jay says hi. Say hi to Jay, Nicole.
Hi, guys.
Summer, this is your turn to say hi to everybody on the internet. Internet? Summer, internet. The YouTube.
Yeah, Summer and the mom.
Mom
we
and I
can all see you.
had
We can all see
some
you.
wine.
Internet, summer, internet.
Yeah, well, it's or winter internet, but she's actually summer.
Yeah.
Full for summer.
Your whole thing makes zero.
Did you? Jay introduced me to Napoleon Dynamite, and I thank you for that. Even though I wanted to get back those 2 hours of my life back in the day when I came to visit in LA, that was it. So I just want to send some random love from Newtown, Connecticut on Christmas. Love you guys. Woo-woo!
Very good. I saw that actually.
I didn't see Brooke and Mom get into it until I watched it, for the edit for after the show.
Right.
And
Well,
so we
Mom
didn't comment
looks
on the
like
show.
she-
Brooke and Mom, I don't know what was going on there, but get it together. If you're on, you're on. Look how good we're doing it.
But Mom looks as young as.
Where'd your audio go? Can't hear you. Are you still there?
What's his name?
Phyllis,
What?
can you hear me?
I hear you. You hear me? Do you see me now?
Oh, there you are. I'm sorry. For some reason,
Well,
your
I
audio
can't
dropped
have-
in the studio.
What happened?
For some reason, your audio dropped in the studio, but I hear
Oh.
you now.
Everybody can hear me. You should be able to hear me in California without a microphone. Anyhow, settle down now.
No, you're wonderful. I think we should tell everybody you are in, is it Punta Gorda, Florida? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, I think you say punta. I say punta.
Punta?
There's a couple of different ways to say punta.
What do your neighbors say?
I don't talk to them. Punta.
Oh,
Whatever.
well,
I'm
I don't
sorry,
want
it
to talk
was-
politics, especially today. But I would imagine
no,
living
no.
down there, it must be a weird time.
Why is it weirder here than anywhere else in the world?
Well, it's not very weird in California right now. I'll tell you that. There's
It's
like a
not
lot of
weird?
people. No, people are a little. No, I mean this is more of a lefty kind of state. I think they're sort of.
I thought it was weird everywhere. With nobody knows what's going to happen. Dave is scared shitless. and say that right, did I? Scared shitless.
I think you did
Something
it
like
perfect.
that. About what's going to happen. Hi, Gracie. I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. But that's not why you don't talk to your neighbors.
No. The problem with the one neighbor's never away. I mean, he's never here, as he's always away, because he has another house and an airplane and all that. Like, he has an airplane. Oh, but it's just a little one, they say. Just a little one, little airplane. The people on the other side, nice people, moved in this past year, but they work. They work, which means we couldn't have happy hour till 6 o'clock, because I think some of their work involves West Coast people like yourself. I can't wait till 6 o'clock for my evening cocktail.
Wait, the neighbors can't drink because the neighbors are working?
Well, yeah, they're working.
No,
The
but you
cat-
can't
the cat was
you
climbing
can't
up
drink
over-
while they're working? Oh, you can't socialize together.
By the time they get here, I'm already gone. Well, I'm here, but I'd like to start off on a level playing field.
Yeah.
But have your first drink together. I think that's important.
So you only see your neighbors to socialize. It's not
But
just
what
kind of a
else?
hi neighbor.
What else is there?
Mowing the lawn, whatever, neighbor stuff. Neighbors, no neighbor stuff?
We don't mow our own lawns here.
Oh, very nice.
This is what the cat just did because she wanted to see what was
I thought you did it.
No, she did it. Do you see it?
Not
it
yet.
too dark?
I heard it.
Do you see this lamp?
Not yet. Oh, there. Hang on. You aim it down a little bit. All I see is a tablecloth.
Oh,
Yep. See that? There you go.
You know, she's in trouble for this one. I liked that lamp.
Well, you know what?
Anyway,
I feel
No,
like that
I
might
have
have
to
been
make-
karma for we don't mow our own lawns.
that's not nice. Just the way it is here in Punta Gorda Isle. Punta. Oh, that's
So it is Punta.
What do you? I think so. What do you call a cat that's not a bitch? I mean, a dog cat is a bitch. I mean, a dog female. What? A dog that's a woman. It can't be a woman.
I definitely know what you're trying to do.
What's the name of a cat bitch?
Yeah. I don't know. Pain in the ass.
It doesn't matter, but she's on my shit list now. No kidding. She
I'm
probably
sorry.
just wanted.
That looked like a
She
nice
heard
lamp.
you
I'm
when-
sorry.
I think she smelled your scent and knew we were related, and she says, I want to get to know him.
Well, what an impression.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where. Whoop. Anyway, my friends tell me to take pictures like this now.
Yeah. Well, that does it.
All my friends are having facelifts at this
Oh,
age.
I see your point. So that's their way of
They're
saying
all
you
having
should too.
facelifts,
Oh,
and
that's
it's like-
rude. I hope you
I
don't.
was it's rude. I was okay with myself for my age
Yeah.
until everyone else wasn't okay with themselves. So now I have to be the oldest looking person in the group. And that's not fair. I don't have to be. I mean, I could do what they did if I wanted to, but not sure I do. Sorry. I'm wearing my flamingo. I'm a flamingo.
Just happy you're
hog.
wearing a top today.
But no pants.
Oh,
So-
don't even.
But
All
I heard
good.
I heard the news people do that too. No pants. The shirt and tie, no pants. Why am I crooked?
I
And
thought
you're
maybe
not
we
really
both
gonna-
could share. I thought maybe we both could share some time and space here without me cutting back and forth. But you keep seeming to not stay. There you go.
I'll try it. Oh yeah, I kept moving myself. Maybe I moved the
Yeah,
iPad. You know, I used to be smart.
you're doing fine if you're not mowing your own lawn. That's great.
You know what else we don't do? We don't take care of our own pool.
Oh,
It isn't
all right.
done.
Well, we should
Isn't
talk
done.
about. You're in a very nice area down there. It was nicer than
Yes.
I expected, and you gave me a tour of
Well,
your
thank
home. It's a
you.
beautiful home,
Had
and
you no
so
confidence
outside the
in me?
back is. Sorry.
Had you no confidence in me? Didn't you think I'd be somebody? When you were a kid,
I'm-
didn't you think Mom would be somebody?
You know, you say when you watch this show, you can't stand that I don't give out enough information. You don't allow me to give much information.
Go right ahead.
I'll do whatever you want. I'm trying to adhere to your own critiques of me, but I feel like you're now in my way.
I don't think that was a critique. See, you're so critical. Everything is not a critique. I don't even know what I said, but I'm sure I wasn't criticizing you.
You reminded me that I should say that Nicole has MS more, and that also I should explain what car events are more. But I'm not going to do that one.
Those aren't criticisms. Those are suggestions. I can't stand this face. Is that the way
Okay.
I'm really going to look? Oh, is this
You're
way
the
I
only
really-
one. You're the only one doing it. You keep doing it. If you just stay put, so will it.
It.
It
I
the
haven't found
iPad. See, you're doing it again. You keep moving it over to look at yourself.
Well, how can I not look at myself? That's the problem. I could be myself if I wasn't
All right.
looking at myself.
Then I'm going to give you the full. I'm going to give you the full frame you deserve here.
I don't want
There
a full
we
frame. I
go.
want no frame.
Now you don't need to worry about it. I would like to know if you can remember anything about me learning to drive or anything about me driving in my earlier years.
That's a good question. How old were you when you got your go-kart?
Fourth grade, whatever that was. It was graduating fourth grade into fifth. So I was like 10 or 11, maybe?
No, 9 or 10.
9 or 10.
9. Wow. So you already knew how to drive.
Well, the tractor before that, we always had the standard tractor that I was driving at, like, I think alone, probably like 7.
Well, there you go. Why are you asking me? You already know the answers.
Well, I'm trying to get to this is backstory about me. I know. If you want us
it's
to
all
talk
about
about
you. Okay.
no,
Next time.
we can talk all about you. I'm just assuming that people want to know about this nut. And
Oh. Okay.
I remember driving to Maryland years before I was of legal age
I agree.
from Connecticut.
Yes. A 4-hour drive or less. depending
Yeah, it was
on
like
who driving.
250 miles or so.
Less than that, but it doesn't matter. Through the worst traffic. The Northeast Corridor has got to be the most congested area. Although, well, LA, for God's sake. Never mind. Go
No.
back
But
to-
for the East Coast, I agree with you.
Yeah, it was horrible. Anyway, you were an excellent driver. You were better than Rain Man. You were such a good driver. And I had such confidence in you that I allowed you to drive. I mean, I risked my license by letting you drive, I suppose. I don't know what I could have been arrested for, but I'm sure it wasn't good. Or would it have been you? But
No, I think it would have been you for
but as
letting
we have
me.
said before,
Do,
you were a better driver than I was.
you did say that from when I first started driving, but do you remember that you had it worked out? That I mean, there was a plan. Like, should the New Jersey State Troopers pull me over or something, I was supposed to say something. Do you remember what it was?
I was drunk?
No, you told me to tell them that you had a really bad headache. You had a headache, and that's why you were
Oh,
laying
really?
down or couldn't drive or whatever, and your son was driving us just to get us home, officer.
That's funny. Are you sure?
It never
I
happened. It never happened. I never got pulled
I
over.
wanted you to lie. That's what I did.
Yeah, yeah.
I never wanted you to lie. You invented
Well,
that
that was
yourself.
one of those. She's
Oh,
got a headache,
nebulous.
officer.
Well, that's understandable. Or I had to go pee, or I had a problem with my. Well, anyway, do you remember the time you left me at the New Jersey Turnpike rest area? Do you remember that time? That was a ride home from Maryland. Do you
No,
remember
it
that?
wasn't Maryland. Or were we in
Yeah.
Maryland? It was that railroad coach house. Was that Maryland?
No, it wasn't then.
It was. It was on the way home from that trip. Anyway, yes, I most certainly do. And I went down to the next exit and came back and turned around and came back. But yeah, I definitely remember it. And I felt like I felt like starting this show up tonight, us trying to work together to get your little interface working and everything. I felt like I understand how that all happened. I understand how it all happened.
Well, I was upset, but knowing you, knowing me, I understood it. So by the time you came back, I was already in the gas line looking at the license plates for someone who was headed north.
Yep.
I was going to get a ride home. I didn't care.
Yep. You were not going to be outdone by me, that's for sure.
Is that the way it was?
Yeah, where do you think I got it?
What is it you got?
That whatever that is, you can't make me do shit. If I want to do it, I'll do it, no problem, but you can't make me do it.
I was going to say, I was thinking earlier, knowing I was going to be in the show, was thinking, you said it was, you were going to ask questions about you, blah, 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 blah. But I do remember when you were the perfect child.
Oh,
And
well, that's
why?
on here. Let's hear it.
Okay. Well, it was up till you were a year and a half. Before that, couldn't walk and talk. I was perfect because you did exactly what I wanted you to do. You were perfect child then. Perfect. Well, you're
So
perfect
without
now.
free will, I was 100% perfect.
Without being able to express your free will and how much you didn't like whatever was happening prior there too. You were, I forgot what you said. No, I've said this to many people before this show. You were perfect until you were 18 months old. Perfect.
So
But
what
then
happened
you
at
became,
18 months? Did we ever
you
figure that out?
became yourself. Oh, not that there's anything
Oh,
wrong.
yeah, I
Not
individualized
that there's
myself from
anything
you.
wrong with that. Oops. No wonder you hate me.
I'll tell you what, the 9 months before you were born, that's where you were really a joy to be with.
Well, not so much. I could tell you that history, but that's another story, another show.
Wow. That's something.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I
Anyway,
think one of the
I
reasons
love
that we
you.
didn't get along for so many years was that we were so similar. I
Yeah.
mean, really just so stinking similar. And I think that when two people are unwilling to budge and they're so similar, there is no compromise. And I mean that even in a relationship. So I think that we both must have grown quite a deal to be able to do what we're doing today. And I give you a huge salute and kudos and love and praise from this side.
No, I give that to you because I think you were the one who changed more to be with me. I always wanted to be with you, but whatever. I fell in love with you when you were born, fell in love with you. And that has never changed. I mean, as my mother used to say about my grandfather, not her father, never mind. He
Let me
used
see
to
if I
say,
can finish this one for you. I don't always like him, but I always love him.
that's it. That's exactly it.
That was my
That's how I
grandmother.
feel about you, and I'm sure I do believe you have always loved me during those quiet times. You still love
Oh,
me.
that's very well said. Those quiet times. You could have said the Dark Ages. You could have said that was very nice. Where the years where we weren't speaking, perhaps. Is that what you mean?
Of course.
Yeah. Well, I'm grateful for it. Moving on,
For
though,
what?
just to see if there's anything else going on here.
Where?
What is your worst memory from me as a kid? Your
You're
fondest
talking
seems
about
to be the
me?
first 18 months.
The worst memory of you.
Yeah. Like, when did I either do something that was just awful, or when did I surprise you with my behavior, or anything, whatever.
Oh boy.
I guess it's your shot to embarrass me.
Okay. This isn't the worst.
You don't have to, but if you want.
I didn't have a heads up to think of the worst, but here's one that was pretty distressing. And I really don't know why it happened. School was delayed, which means you had to go to daycare before you went to school.
Mm-hmm.
So I dropped you off at the Y. I didn't walk you in, which I never did.
Is this Bethel, Connecticut?
Bethel,
I mean,
Connecticut.
were you in Bethel at that point? Okay.
You were too. Yes,
Sorry.
I dropped you off at the back door to the Whatsy, and I assumed you would do the right thing, but you didn't. You went out the front door. You walked in the back, walked out the front.
Oh, I didn't want to go to I didn't want to go to. Oh, I think I
hour.
remember this. Hang on. Are you trying to say that I didn't end up going to school?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I do remember. I barely remember this, but if it was,
really?
it would have been third grade because it was that teacher, and I'm gonna fucking name her right now, Mrs. Gambaro,
I
Sheila
hate her.
Gambaro, whatever her name was. Really, I don't think she was a very good human being, and she didn't touch me or anything. But she had no compassion. She had no compassion for children, especially a new kid in a new school. Anyway, I was hating life. You remember we had just moved to Bethel, and I think I faked being sick like every day to not go to school. So one day I had the opportunity to not go to school. I think I was trying to manifest that delay into a cancellation, and once I had sort of decided that, oh, I'm not going to school today. Once the rest of the world didn't go that way, apparently I didn't shift. But you're right. I went in the back, which is where you always would have dropped us off because that's where we always went in. And I went right out the front and I walked home, which was only a few blocks. It wasn't far at all.
That's the thing. You didn't walk home.
Where'd I go?
Can't believe you don't remember this because it was really a traumatic event for me.
Wow.
I don't remember why, but when I realized or when I heard you hadn't gotten to school, I kind of knew where you were going.
Whoa.
I called the police and I said, he's probably walking to Danbury.
Oh, this is a different time.
I don't know the time you're talking. Maybe you know something I don't know.
If you're
Probably.
talking about it when I was a kid, there was one time where I snuck out my window at night because like you and Bob got in a
No.
fight or something. And I ended up I was going to go to Chris Galano. I ended up going to Rogers Park. Is that what you're thinking?
No. Are
Oh,
you
okay.
listening?
I can't wait.
It's the damn thing we just said. In the Y, out the Y, onto Danbury. The cops picked you up. No, there could have been another time when you went home and I had no idea about it.
Right. Yeah, no, so it was, but these are two different times. But regardless, yes. The cops, the time you're thinking of, yes, I did go, whatever. I went to Rogers Park and I waited out. This was the middle school in the town next to the town I went to. So I still went to school. I just went to the wrong school, and I totally did. I was waiting for my friend, your friend's son, to come out, and he never did, but somebody did, and a cop car pulled up, and they said, hey, so what's your name? And I was like, probably the one you're looking for.
That's funny. That's funny.
And they drove me back to the Bethel. They drove me to the line, actually, where I switched cop cars. I forgot all of this ever existed until right now. They switched me from whatever, the one cop car to the Bethel cop car, from Danbury to Bethel. And
Right.
then, did you pick me up at the police station? Because I feel like that's what happened. They didn't take me home.
Well, of course I picked you up. I had
Yeah.
to leave work, but I was telling all the lawyers about it. I'm like, well, I'm going to let him stew. I'm not going to rush right up there. By the time, so I waited a little while, but by the time I got there, you had just gotten there. Like, it was no big deal. Like, I wanted it to make an impression, but obviously it didn't since you don't even remember it.
No, I ended up making friends at the Bethel Police Department. Joe Castellano ended up becoming a lifelong friend.
Yeah, very funny. But
Oh,
that wasn't
man.
the first time. Well, whatever.
No, go ahead. What?
No, that wasn't the first time you were there. But is this show all about you?
No, let's make it about you.
No. I was just wondering, like businesses and organizations, they have a mission statement. Do you have a something for your show?
Yeah, we broadcast love and good vibes. Can you believe it?
I've never seen that anywhere.
Really?
I mean, not that it's not exhibited in your behavior.
Where do you? I mean, you're not on the social media that we are, which is where we do primarily most of our whatever push.
We're talking about your show. What is the theme of your show? What's the purpose? What's the objective? What's the
I heard you
reason?
broadcasting love and good vibes. Is
I
that
don't
not
see it.
acceptable?
I don't see it. Is it happening now?
No, I don't know how I feel right now.
No offense.
I'll tell you, I was feeling pretty good when the lamp broke, though. That was definitely nice.
Aha! Now I got that. All right, touche. I forgot about it already.
Yes, no, I appreciate that, and I am open to anything. The truth is, I don't have the brain for any of that stuff. I never have. You know that's the point where I would tune out in a conversation or a lecture as a kid. I need to partner with somebody who has that brain. I'm the right brain guy who's Mr. Creative,
Yes.
blah blah blah, and then you need the left brain guy who's like, yeah, but you need to analyze all that and turn it into money.
That's right.
I still need it. I have always believed that, like me drawing the pictures that you referenced earlier when I was a kid, I've always believed that if I did this long enough, I could get so really good at it. I really thought that I could get good at it. Because anything else in my life I'd ever applied myself towards, I got really good at, whether it was the piano or the drums or driving, whatever. So I feel like I'm at a place now where this recently has started to get better, and I feel like I'm crediting myself for that, for maybe...
Growing
I
up?
don't know, letting... Is everything okay on your side?
Yeah. I'm just saying growing up. I think it's growing up.
Loosening, maybe taking some of the pressure off myself. I was really so critical, and I don't know where that came from, of myself, that none of this was really ever good enough to put out in my mind. And the first hundreds of episodes, the first 2 years of doing this, I wouldn't consider ready to. I would never. I mean, I can't believe we got the guests we got, because I don't ever want to show those shows to anybody. Does that make any sense?
Yes. Hundreds of shows?
Yeah.
Nobody told me.
Told you what?
That you were on TV?
Oh, you mean you should have been here sooner? Yes, of course. Yes, the bookers should have reached out to you much sooner. That's my fault, of course.
All right. I have something to say, and it is not a criticism, but I think some of your audience will agree with me. You have to decide if you are a car show, a human interest show, a variety show. You have to pick a genre, because people are not going to tune in for the story about Nicole if you're talking about cars. And also the car people don't want to hear about her illness and progression and treatments, or their mother, my mother. You don't see your mother. You have to have just my opinion. Please don't be offended.
I'm not offended at all. I've been listening to this for 3 years. I'm telling you people that there used to be a thing called a variety show, and there isn't one anymore. And there is, and it's coming back. You're not wrong about any of this stuff, and the podcast world would agree with everything you're saying. It's not broadcasting, it's podcasting. So you need to find your audience and only say the same thing over and over and over to them. If I wanted to do that, I would be a stand-up comedian. I'm not that brain. I never will be. I need to talk about all sorts of things. If somebody's paying us money to do them a car show, if they're going to pay me to talk good for them and do a car show, I am on board. Let's do a car show. If you want to pay me to do a comedy show, let's do a comedy show. While nobody's paying me, we're doing this variety show because I have many interests and I can't be pigeonholed into a box. I know that, that's the way to make the metrics work. I believe that there's a time where shows will get left on in the background again, and appointment viewing and whatever's going on now with the streaming of anything. You can have anything whenever. That's going to go away, and it has, as I've been doing this. Since we started doing the show, things like viewing parties on Netflix are a thing, and hey, let's all stream together. And I see a trajectory here which is much more like old television from the 50s, And that's what I'm aiming towards. And maybe I'm wrong. I very, very, very well could be wrong. I don't want you to think that I'm not listening to what you just said. I hear you greatly. It's just not that I haven't thought about it. I've thought about it so much. In fact, it's all I think about all the time.
Oh,
but we would have to do 3 different shows. And until somebody's paying for that, I mean, that's a whole different thing. Also,
no, I understand.
I don't know if I'm really into that. I'm into, I don't know what I'm going to get tonight, but I like them, and I like what I see, and it's coming from a good place, and I want to support.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel
Blah,
like
blah, blah. Okay,
I feel like for a long time, I and we were struggling with what we were. Now I know what I am, and the product is almost sort of like the snowball's forming itself around that belief system. I know. It all came from you. I got this way from you.
Well, I don't know about that. But I understand what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. But that's not what's going to make people tune in. May I, as a detail person that I am.
Here's the thing. I feel like we should stop talking about this and move on because it's not. We're not going to make the whole show about that.
No, we're not.
You've definitely told me how you feel, and I've definitely responded. If there's more to do, great, but I don't want to keep doing the same thing over and over again.
Oh, yeah, ditto. Got it. One sentence. You should tell the viewer what they're going to see. Tonight's all about Porsches. Tonight's all about the MS. Tonight's blah, blah, blah. You should, and maybe in the title of the show.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna cut you off because, again, I don't want to talk about this now on the show, but you're doing it even after I asked you not to. So I feel like I'm not being respected right now.
Well, that's been the problem. I didn't mean to make you feel that way, but I felt you weren't listening to me.
I do want you to feel heard. Then I will shush.
No, I just want you to let the viewer know what the show's about. Don't just go into it like, oh, it's all about Nicole today. It's not about Porsche. No, we're not going to be talking about cars. But when you're talking about it today, we got a special treat for you, folks. We're going to have, what's his name, from Who's Who What's.
I do wonder if you watch this show. I feel like what you're describing is what I do every single day. Okay. Tonight we have my mom.
Maybe you should watch it through my eyes.
Well, that's going to be tough.
Never mind.
That's going to be tough. I see what you're saying, but I feel like everybody's got a better way to do it. Why don't you do your own show and see how hard it is? Like you're making good points, but they're not points I haven't thought about before. And I'm doing in my opinion, I do what you're telling me to do right now. So I'm not listening that much because I'm like, she doesn't pay much attention. I saw what we did to get on. I gave instructions several times before you heard it today. So I understand that things definitely get missed. I don't want you to feel unheard. That is important to me, especially with the progress we're making. I don't want to end this on a bad note.
Great. I don't feel unheard, but I've forgotten the other things I thought of while you were talking. I feel you're doing a great job. You're doing the job of 18 people, all just one person. I don't know what. All right, for instance, is that like let me talk? Or you? Is that
no. I'm showing. Look at all this stuff here. I'm controlling all of it because I'm 18 people.
It's all you. Plus, I'm 3,000 miles away. That's pretty damn good for you to integrate that. No, the question was, thinking of it. It was just right there. The boppity boo. Thank you. Oh, all right. For instance, what would be the title of this show that would intrigue somebody to want to watch it?
I think what's happening here is that is it possible that because you're not on social media, you don't see the push that we do daily? Like, I mean, for instance, there was a post that went out today that you probably don't know about. That's a picture of you and me from the old show. And it says, Vulnerable Thursday. I may regret the hell out of this, but tonight on Late Night Playset, my mom, yes, really, for 25 years, she's wanted me to have a show so she could be on it. Tonight's the night. So, I mean, isn't that kind of the stuff you're talking about? And then I also start the show sort of with that. Is that what you mean or no?
No.
Oh, then I don't
Every
understand.
ep-
Please go ahead.
every episode has a subtitle, blah 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 blah. The name of the show. Every damn show. You know, Ross kisses Rachel. Um,
Yeah.
so and so loses his job.
What's your point? You want to know what this one is?
I want to know what this one is, and all of them should say something. This is all about cards. This is all about Nicole.
They all do. They're all labeled.
Well,
What are you
then
talking
I'm
about?
stupid.
Do you watch the show on YouTube? They're all labeled with whatever what Porsches and pancakes or whatever it happens to be.
When it's not Porsche's, what is it?
It depends on it depends. Comedy legend Bobby Collins or whoever.
Well, I could be falling back into my old roles of criticizing you without really having enough progress. And I'm sorry. But
Well,
when you
again,
say
this is
social
why
media-
I sort of saw that might be happening, so I tried to move past it, but that was a good 10 minutes ago.
Well, I am your mother, and I haven't changed that much. I will always be your mother.
I love you. I wouldn't change anything about this because I feel like we're both going to watch it back and learn about each other by both watching ourselves and the other.
I hope so. But also remember, I'm from Venus, and you're from Mars.
Oh, God.
That is a lot of the difference. It's not just mother-daughter, son, mother-son.
Here we go. That's how it started, folks. Mommy Dearest and the Norman Bates and all that.
Heather. I mean,
So the backstory is I was supposed to be a girl, right, Phyllis?
not supposed to be. They had guesstimated that you were a girl due to your heartbeat, your rapid heartbeat.
Oh, is that why? I always thought it was ironic because I ended up being so blessed.
I heard that from a few of your girlfriends. Everything's reversed. How do you do that Groucho Marx thing? Why am I doing that? I'm getting seasick.
You're the only one doing it. Why do you keep going over in that corner?
I don't really know where I'm supposed to. Obviously, that's the wrong way. Okay. Just figured it out. 55 minutes into the show, just figured it out. It's reverse. It's like a rudder versus a steering wheel. It's the reverse.
Oh, interesting.
But you want to go right or you turn left.
You know,
I
we
know.
should talk about boats real quick because as I was trying to say before, you have such a lovely home there that I was not surprised that you have a lovely home. I was surprised at how lovely it is. You have it decorated lovely. I don't always remember that. Oh, is that picture from Old Kingdom Road behind you? Sorry, now I'm doing you. Is that picture? No, it's not. I thought it was that Cape Cod picture. Anyway, when you were giving me a tour of your home, I was taken with how nice it was. They go out the back, off the lanai is the pool. Behind the pool is the boat, but it's their small boat. It's the runabout. It's not the big boat. You have to
Correct.
get to the big boat. The big boat's somewhere else. I was very, very impressed. And can we talk about boats? You love boating.
I like boating.
I think that's wonderful.
But before that, I want to say, and this is terrible, but I was always a struggling single person. I mean, except for the short time I was married. But then I was a single parent after that, and I was always very mindful of money, never made a lot of money. I'd rather have the time off than have the dollars. So I never had money. Where am I going? I feel guilty now. I feel guilty.
Oh, for having this lifestyle?
Yes!
Maybe you deserve it. You damn deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it.
I'm embarrassed sometimes. You know, we have 3 cars, 2 homes, a boat, 2 boats.
You deserve it. Shut up. Just keep it. You're doing everything right. You're doing everything right. I feel like you changed, and I feel like the universe changed around you and gave you what you deserve. That's what I think happened.
Well, I did live with my sister, the spiritual wonder, for a few years, and it had to have some what's that word?
Osmosis.
Osmosis. That's right. We had Indian chiefs. What do you call them? Medicine men come to our house, stay at our house. We had woo 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 things, and we had
Feathers, not dots.
Right, feathers, but is that appropriate? I don't know.
I don't know. It's from Goodwill Hunting. He says dots, not feathers. But I mean, you said Indian, so I just wanted Native Americans. I'm just being
Well, how
clear.
did you know that? I never told you.
I know Donaghy. She's like an honorary Native American.
Yeah, pretty much. The point is, it had to have. We were polar opposites, my sister and I. And I recently did my DNA, and I'm not telling you, Jay. I'm not kidding you, Jay. I was shocked that she was my full sister. I thought, I am not kidding. I'm shocked.
Because
I
you're
mean,
so different.
we didn't share as much DNA as I share with my other sister, who I get along with. So I think there's something to this DNA stuff.
Yeah, I agree with you. Programming is ancient, and we call it DNA.
You think it's programmed?
That's what I believe.
You mean genetically programmed?
Yeah, I do. I mean things. Yeah, absolutely. Things that ancestors did, we pick up on still.
I don't know, but as I mentioned to you the other night, and I've often heard of this, like if you have a deep desire for something in your lifetime and you're not able to fulfill it, like, oh, somebody they got an opera singer, and I didn't fulfill it, it passes down to the next generation. And two things I always wanted were to be a musical genius, which you are, and artistic, which you are. So I passed that on to you without any genetics at all.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
If only I did anything with either one of those. I mean, artistic, I guess, a little bit, but the music,
course.
I miss the music. The music I miss. Drumming is tough. I still have my same drum set. Sarah still has it on the East Coast, and we have one on the West Coast here. I never play at a friend's studio. Piano, I miss. I really miss the piano.
Don't you have a keyboard?
No.
Do I have to send you a keyboard? Another damn keyboard?
No, it's not. It's not the same. It's not the same as a real piano. It's tonally, vibrationally, it's not the same, and I'm not interested in a keyboard. It wouldn't do it for me.
So you need a real damn piano?
No. I don't. I don't need a piano. We don't have a place for a piano. Someday, it would be nice to have a piano again. Yeah.
Don't dismiss it as gone. You're 43.
No, I just said someday we'll have a piano again. What are you talking about?
Someday. But you said it as a regret. It's not a regret. You're not dead. When you're dead, it's a regret. If you're alive, you can still do it.
All right. Feel like you're putting some stuff on here. I'm good.
Never too late to be the person you should have been or a different person. It's never too late to be a different person. Choose a different life.
I love and salute all of this, but I feel like I live and exude that at all times. So I definitely agree with you.
You were talking about your music, how you don't do your music. Pick it up when you're ready.
Oh, I understand. Yeah, well, that's what I said. We'll have a piano again someday. Sure. I agree with you. I miss it right now. It's not a regret. I miss it right now. As a matter of fact, I theoretically have a piano in storage someplace as well. I forget it. It was in another friend's storage thing.
Oh, for God's sake.
So it is what it is. You know what I mean? We just don't have room for it right now. Someday we will again. There's no regrets, but I love you for caring about it.
You have a real piano? I'm just curious. Is it California or...
No, it's as a matter of fact, Sarah's uncle used to have this same type of piano. It's a stage. It's a real piano that's made for stage use in like the 70s and the 80s. Like Michael McDonald played the same piano, Bruce Hornsby played the same piano, and it breaks into two pieces. It looks like an electric piano, but it's not. There are real strings and hammers and everything in there, and real action, real soundboard. So I have one of those. It's got like chrome stands, and it's somewhere in somebody's storage facility. Although I haven't talked to that friend in years, and I might be okay with that. I haven't. So maybe the piano's gone. Regardless.
88 keys it had?
No, it was 76, I think. It was not. It was one octave shy.
Well, I'm shy too.
We all are. How do you feel about this? Do you feel okay? I want to make sure that whatever happens, no matter how long this is, that we both end feeling good about it. It's important to me.
I feel good. This is me. Okay, I've been drinking wine, but that is me. That's who I am. You
don't seem bad.
Well, the doctor, I was saying to lose weight, he was like, "Oh, and get boo," and I'm like, "Yeah." First, I told him I drink 2 drinks a day. Okay, and then after a couple, well, why don't you reduce it to 1 drink a day? And I'm like, "How about 1.5?" Okay, we compromised. Then like, well, how about no drinks a day? It's like, some things aren't negotiable. So it's like he wanted me to take all these drugs to lose weight, and finally I said, I had to speak up to him. I said, well, how much more weight do you think I should lose? Like, well, 27.5 pounds. Like, what? I need a whole new Or forget about it. I mean, we never talked about his goals versus my goals. And he said, well, I'm an overachiever. I said, well, I'm 72 and I'm not an overachiever. I just want to lose a certain amount of weight. I want to be able to drink. This is my lifestyle. I'm not giving up everything to be an athlete at 72, a bodybuilder. Yellow. No. Yellow. Anyway, I don't know what the point of it was. I'm happy to be me. Not everybody likes me, but I'm okay with that.
I think that's a healthy place to be.
I
Really
do.
healthy.
And but please review this tape, or whatever it is. It's not tape. What is it?
Okay.
Whatever the show.
And
listen to yourself, because I think you hear yourself differently than other people hear you. Obviously, I think we all do.
Do you really think I need to hear this right now? Do you really?
See, this is
I am the biggest self-loather in the world, and I don't want to talk about it with you because I credit you for it. But I can't stand anything that comes out of my mouth. I can't stand myself. I can't stand myself on this show. I'm drawn to it in the same way that fucking guy had to build the field, because if they build it, they will come. There is something crazy about it. I don't care. I'm going with it. If you're trying to say that I'm annoying or whatever, I agree with you. But it is what it is. It's getting better, I think. I hope, maybe. But it's still going to be this guy. Just in the same way, we can't really change who we are if we're being our authentic selves, which I think that we both are.
I love this guy. I love this guy. That's not what I was trying to say. That's what you heard. And I understand why you heard that. All right, there's something called constructive criticism. Well, nobody.
We're out of time. Sorry. Oh, jeez.
I have nothing else to say. It's just that you do put an edge on things that isn't there. I mean, you interpreted things in a different way from the way I meant them. That's all.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no. I think I agree with this. If you mean between you and me, yeah. And I take responsibility for that. I will say, I think that us before the show definitely rattled me a little bit. And I do definitely have some PTSD where if I think it's going in a certain direction where there's so much trauma there where I'm like, I literally won't, I don't know. You're right. You're definitely right about that. And not only do I do it, but the missus does it, and we do it with each other. So I am aware of that one, and I think that you're right. You're just right.
Well, thank you. That's right. I know I'm right. Like you always know you're right. So you were pointing. Is she actually there? Where you pointed?
Who?
Her, your wife.
Her?
You were pointing to her. Nobody there. I
Nobody
swear
here.
You just pointed to her.
Just us and these mouths. No, I am. I'm gesturing. I'm gesturing to someone else because she's not here. Mrs. Ryan's on assignment.
An assignment. That's a riot. I want to be on an assignment.
Oh, you're about to be. You're about to be.
Well,
We're going to give you a nice long assignment.
I love you. Is there a time up? You can call me anytime.
Yeah, as long as you feel good. As I was saying, the thing that's most important to me is that we both feel good. But apparently, in order to feel good, you had to say that other stuff. And I get it. But now, do you feel heard, and do you feel like you're at a good place?
I do, if you do.
I do. Now I'd like to talk about... No. Can you imagine? Just one more thing, and then I drag out some skeleton. I would like you to come back one time because there are a lot of things on this card that I kind of wanted to talk about that we didn't get to. Much like you say, I don't make sense to a lot of people, and I wanted to get some of the backstory. And we'll just get there next time about like building the studio in the basement and the fact that I was obsessive about David Letterman, and how about how you felt when I stole the microphone. All that stuff. We didn't get to any of it tonight. So there you go. How's that? For next time.
Yeah, but you just said something that I never said or never thought.
What?
I don't remember what it was, but I remember you said, I know you, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, no, I didn't. I didn't think that. I didn't do that. And that's the trouble with people. We're meaning-making machines. What you said is not what I heard. What you meant is not the way I interpreted it.
I think that I may be confused now, but I was just trying to tease for what we'll talk about next time, and I'm hoping that you'll be here for it, if that's all right.
Of course I will, but this was prior there too. I love you, but I know I have this problem all the time with men. I mean, opposite sex. Not the many men, but not now.
Are you getting nervous now? Is something happening? Are you getting nervous as we're trying to say goodbye?
No, but I gotta pee, just like what's her name the other night. I gotta pee.
Okay, well, that does something to you. Well, in that case, my mom, there you go. She did a great job.
I kept
No,
my
don't do
shirt on.
that. They talk about PTSD. Get off her. Get off her. Back to the studio.
Good night. Good night, Dick.
All right, I love you. I love you.
I love you too.
And love to Dave, too.
Oh yeah.
Your Dave. And sorry about that lamp. Send me a bill. Production will pay for it.
Jeez. Send you a what?
All right. You got to hang up now.
All right, bye.
Or I'm muting you. I'm muting you. There we go. Oh, how was it? I'm not okay. I hope that you enjoyed that. I don't know if I did or not. It's going to be a while before I can feel my face again. It all went black. What? Is the room still here? All right. Coming up on today's Thursday. So tomorrow is Breakfast Club. We're going to be at Newcomb's Ranch, Good Vibes Breakfast Club. I don't know what the turnout's going to be because I think people are kind of staying in and stuff. So I don't know what's going on. But we'll be up there with donuts and some nice weather, I think. So that's what's going on. Sunday, we'll be at Malibu Kitchen. Saturday, we may go to, there's a 101 Cars and Coffee. I forget exactly what it's called, but it's Saturday up in Westlake. And we were thinking about maybe doing that. And it all depends on energy. Love you very much. Thank you for staying tuned and sticking with us for all of that. It was an experiment. I have no idea what it's going to look like. I can't wait to watch it back. I mean that a little bit. We love you at home. Please love one another. Have a great weekend. We'll see you out there.